Now we have multiple sightings by multiple modes. That is the gold standard for looking for these objects.
Now we have multiple sightings by multiple modes. That is the gold standard. The gold standard for looking for these objects. Antarctica is the least populated continent, yet no one rivals it when it comes to hair-raising discoveries that have left scientists marveling at the intricate wonders that abound in our universe.
And it's thousands of feet down. It's probably 4,500 to 5,000 feet down, yet there was life.
Once again, scientists have discovered a new set of wonders nestled deep within the shimmering Antarctic ice caps. And this time around, the Russians are the ones leading the charge. From a mysterious underground freshwater lake inhabited by the most horrendous creature ever and fossilized relics from ancient times to a secret Nazi base, researchers have unearthed the most iconic discoveries in the polar desert. What horrifying find did the Russians uncover in Antarctica? Could this discovery be linked to the famous Nazi secret base that was built by the Germans without anyone knowing? Or could it be the rumored mysterious ecosystem of Antarctic fungi? Join us today as we unravel these questions in the enchanting puzzle of Michio Kaku. What Russia discovered in Antarctica terrifies the whole world. Home to several species of animals and plants that have managed to thrive in its harsh and inhospitable environment, Antarctica is an enigma that has attracted public attention for decades, especially from Michio Kaku and a host of other researchers. This wave of attention seems to have skyrocketed ever since revered researcher Michio Kaku dropped the bombshell that the Russians have uncovered something mystifying right within the chilly depths of Antarctica, a discovery that has got tongues wagging in the scientific community. We will be examining this horrifying find and a host of other puzzling discoveries that were uncovered within the alluring ice layers of Antarctica. So sit tight as we dive into these remarkable discoveries. Scientists have recorded several puzzling discoveries from Antarctica. However, only a few have the same alluring effect as the 2012 discovery of a mystique oval structure on the polar desert. That fateful year, the scientific community was saddled with a dumbfounding puzzle, all thanks to satellite images that showcased the presence of a distinct oval shape engrafted in the Antarctic icy sheets. What got scientists talking about this fascinating shape was that it measured about 400 feet in width and was situated in one of the most isolated regions of our planet, precisely in the frozen landscape of eastern Antarctica. They found it a bit difficult to come to terms with the uncanny structure. A review of the satellite imagery indicated that the shape resembled the distinguishable walls of a compound, hinting at being the product of a meticulous design approach. This didn't make sense to scientists, especially when we consider the remoteness of the location of this structure. There is no way such a structure could have been built at such a faraway location by humans, and this unlocked another layer of the puzzle. Scientists were not one to give up without putting up a fight, so they got to work and began piecing together an explanation for this bizarre discovery. It didn't take long before the researchers came up with a hypothesis to address this precarious situation. In a bid to tear apart and simplify this puzzle, scientists had to revisit the unusual ice formations caused by the Antarctic winds known as katabatic winds. These winds are said to originate from mountains, plateaus, and glaciers during the night. What happens is that the plateau releases heat, cooling the surrounding air and generating a dense, cold, and dry air mass that eventually breaks through any natural barriers. Researchers have revealed that under the influence of katabatic winds, sastrugi, which are wave-like ridges parallel to the wind's direction, can form on the snow's surface and often appear as distinctive shapes on the polar system. However, scientists have pointed out that despite the intriguing appearances of sastrugi, they stand pale in comparison to the unusual ice features spotted by scientists using satellite imagery. It is very rare to see such icy features on the snowy surfaces of Antarctica. Therefore, scientists were forced to conclude that inspecting the feature firsthand was the best way to solve this puzzle. Although satellite imagery has been helpful so far in detecting and studying the feature, it was handicapped in its exploratory depths. If the scientific community is serious about unraveling this mystery, then the feature has to be investigated by ground scientists in Antarctica. The next discovery takes a stab at the intriguing possibilities that can be birthed by creating a man-made hole in Antarctica. Over the years, drilling through the ice sheets of Antarctica to see what lay underneath and recover ice samples has become a practice. It is a common sight to see on-site research teams drilling into the icy surface of the polar systems in a bid to get enough ice samples that could tell us about the past conditions on Earth. What scientists have discovered from these activities is that some of these ice cores are as old as far back as 800,000 years. More so, after drilling a hole in the icy sheets, they usually fit the hole by dropping an ice block in it. What happens next is remarkable and worthy of our attention. The ice blocks often make cool sounds like a cartoon spaceship or Bugs Bunny bouncing off walls as they fall to the bottom. To the untrained eyes of the public, this might seem like a display of magic. However, researchers are quick to allay our fears by revealing that this unusual occurrence is due to something called the Doppler effect. The Doppler effect refers to a phenomenon where sound waves bounce around the ice shaft, and scientists have confessed that it is one of the most intriguing natural effects they have ever come across. Imagine the shock on the researchers' faces when they encountered these strange sounds. They could hardly believe their ears, gasping in astonishment at the realization that dropping an ice block down a long hole in the ice shelf could produce such enchanting sounds. As exciting as this discovery sounds to the ears, it pales in comparison to the astonishing find that scientists unlocked in the next discovery. For centuries, the icy sheets of Antarctica have mesmerized scientists and historians, captivating everyone with their grandeur and striking features. However, beyond the breathtaking views of the icy sheets, something much more mystifying lay beneath the surface. The scientific community is still shocked at the discovery that deep below the icy sheets of Antarctica lies a distinctive ecosystem, one that opens us into an entirely new world. Researchers are shocked by how this intriguing underwater world was able to stay off the radar for decades, hiding its splendor from the prying eyes of the public. The gates of this fantastic discovery were unlocked when a team of New Zealand researchers uncovered the existence of an underground river hidden beneath the Antarctic ice shelf. The euphoria of the hypnotic sight of this stealth river prompted them to explore whatever secrets the water body had been keeping all these years. The researchers couldn't believe their luck as they had stumbled on this discovery by mistake. The New Zealand scientists had initially sought to study the impact of climate change on the melting ice shelf and its associated ecosystems. This research objective had caused the explorers to employ advanced drilling techniques and a specially designed camera to study what lay underneath the intriguing ice shelf, only for them to walk right into the most enchanting Antarctic discovery of the season. Thanks to the camera, the scientists got a front-row seat in this stupefying discovery journey as they explored the site of hundreds of amphipods. These amphipods are shrimp-like crustaceans thriving in the chilling depths of the Antarctic ice sheets. Marine life specialists are puzzled at how this stunning habitat has survived beneath the periphery of the Ross Ice Shelf. Coincidentally, the Ross Ice Shelf is the largest floating ice mass on Earth. A swipe back at previous scientific moves would reveal that before this discovery was made, satellite images had indicated that there might be an under-ice estuary near the edge of the ice shelf. Intoxicated by this possibility, the researchers embarked on this mission, drilling through 1,640 feet of ice using a specialized hot water drilling system. As the universe would have it, their efforts didn't go to waste, and they discovered the existence of a teeming amount of living crustaceans, indicating a thriving underwater ecosystem. When given a chance to share his thoughts on this discovery, marine physicist Craig Stevens from the National Institute of Water and Atmospheric Research revealed that a large number of creatures in the underground river presupposed the presence of important ecosystem activities. He added that scientists were so taken in by this discovery that they planned to gather water samples to study the nutrients and other essential factors. However, this is not the only charming secret ecosystem that researchers have uncovered in Antarctica. Not long ago, a team of scientists decided to leave the zone of the known and embark on a thrilling research adventure in East Antarctica. The researchers had set out to recover a missing data logger when the universe crossed their paths with the most awe-inspiring discovery they had ever encountered. Nothing had prepared the scientists for the hair-raising sight. We can't blame the researchers for being starstruck when they discovered that beneath the icy surface and deep down into the dreary depths of Antarctica's seafloor was a majestic tropical coral reef. It was a breathtaking sight as the reef spanned vast stretches beneath miles of ice. No one could have suspected that such a riveting find lay underneath, waiting patiently to be discovered by whoever was brave enough to dive into these chilly depths. With bated breath, scientists took in the awe-inspiring sight as they wondered at the active ecosystem that had thrived in this unusual habitat. They watched on gleefully as a teeming amount of starfish, sponges, worms, and algae thrived with reckless abandon. When consulted, marine life experts also expressed their shock that these organisms had defied the conventional system by adapting to these chilly waters. It is also striking how the massive ice sheets above have shielded these organisms from the tumultuous forces of nature. The universe helped script this anomaly, because how do we explain how such a diverse marine community managed to thrive in one of the most remote and unwelcoming regions in the world? This finding beats our imagination, expanding the frontiers of what we thought was possible. Among other things, this discovery highlights the resilience of organisms to survive even in the most adverse conditions, which could mean that scientists may need to reassess their understanding of biodiversity in extreme environments. This is an intriguing possibility and adds credence to claims that other remarkable creatures exist beneath the ice, waiting to be discovered.